Back from the mosque. New energy. New spirit. New dispensation. New era. All right, welcome. This is Game Plan on 99.7 Joe FM, also on Hits 103.9 FM. This is your most authoritative sports talk show on radio all around the country. My name is Fentuo, Tahiru Fentuo. I'm your host. We are on from now till 3 p.m. talking the best, the biggest, the baddest stories from the world of sports. And today's story is as big as they get. All right, last Monday, the Black Stars got kicked out of the AFCON. Well, that truly was confirmed on Wednesday anyway. Another AFCON, another group stage exit. The GFA said they are putting together a roadmap to try and restore and reform Ghana football. That roadmap came in the form of 3 weeks put together very quickly, I must add, a 5-member committee to appoint the next Black Stars coach. That has angered quite a lot of people. Is that the way to reform our football? Is that really enough, given the kind of performances we've had in our last 3 tournaments with the senior national team? Kroku, under his administration, has seen 4 coaches hired and fired, and yet not even once had we made it out of the group stages of any competition that is supervised. So why do we keep doing the same thing over and over again and then expecting different results? Because the last time we fired a coach, we put together another committee to find the next coach. And that committee was headed by the same man who's heading the current one. And you know the coach they came up with? It was Milovan Rahivac, second return. And he had the poorest run in recent Black Stars history. Well, that was until Chris Hughton broke his record. He only took charge of 10 matches. And until we realized he wasn't good enough. So why should we trust the same man to lead the hunt for a new Black Stars coach? And is appointing a new Black Stars coach really the kind of quick fix that we need to move our football to the next level? Why hasn't anyone else taken responsibility? Just the coach fired and everybody else who participated in the lead up to the AFCON disaster is just going about their business and keeping their position. No admission of wrongdoing, no apology for the poor output in Cote d'Ivoire. It's just business as usual. Nobody at the GFA has thought it wise that the general public, whose taxes were used to sponsor this national team, to go and put up that embarrassing performance deserves an apology. No, let's just go about our business like it's normal. The Sports Ministry released a very long statement. All of it was much ado about nothing. They themselves said they were putting together a roadmap. What kind of road is this? How many maps are required to get there? So the ministry said they had a budget of $25 million for this AFCON. And they have ended up spending 1.5 million of it at the competition. Of course, we also know for a fact that the ministry also spent 1.5 million in the qualifiers. So together they spent 3 million on this AFCON alone. And what's to show for it? What's to show for it? Absolutely nothing. While other sporting federations and other national teams, I might add, are absolutely bleeding. Today the show will be a little different. I've got Sicho here, I've got Daniel Koranteng here, I've got Gary L. Smith here, I've got Victor Atsu Tamakloe here. Everybody would get 15 minutes to tell me exactly how they think our football can be fixed. Uninterrupted. You have 15 minutes. Make your submission. Outline all the problems you see. Tell me what the solution should be. And let me know whether you think the GFA are doing it right and what you make of everything that has happened up to this point. 15 minutes is a lot of time. And so it's basically a State of Ghana football address that the guys will give today. Uninterrupted. I will not say anything. Remember, of course, that we are on from now till 3 p.m. So we'll have a lot of time for everybody. We're streaming live on Facebook on the Joy FM page, as well as on YouTube on the same Joy FM page. Also on Twitter Spaces or X Spaces, we are streaming live there. So do join us. If you're listening to us on Twitter or on X, do make sure to share the stream so as many people can join the show as possible. Remember, Game Plan on Joy FM and Hits FM is brought to you by Petrosol. Every drop matters, just as every penny counts. Good quality fuel enhances your vehicle performance and reduces maintenance costs. So take no risk in times like this. All you need is value for your money. So look no further. Drive to the next Petrosol fuel station for your clean, accurate quantity of fuel suitable for new technology vehicles. Be a happy customer filled with smiles. Drive more miles and save some money. Petrosol, your clean quality fuel in full quantity. Petrosol, always a delightful experience. Also, brought to you by Go TV. It's Africa's time. It's not the Black Stars time. It's AFCON time, and Go TV is here to bring it all to you. All the action, all the drama, all the show-stopping goals, and we've seen a lot of them. And even the qualification calculations, we have gone past those, have we not? We've got it all for you because AFCON isn't AFCON without you. It's on from the 13th all the way to the 11th of February. Today is a break day at the AFCON. No matches. The knockout stages resumes tomorrow. We'll talk about that at the tail end of the show. Experience all the 52 games of the AFCON on Go TV. Cheer boldly and loudly from your living room, stadium as your favorite team goes for glory. And for now, I know for sure that's not the Black Stars because they're out of the competition. Of course, you can expect the best analysis and commentary from our experienced pundits. What's there not to love about the AFCON? And if you're on the go, never miss a moment of any game. Catch it all on Go TV stream. So go ahead, reconnect or stay connected on *759# and be part of the thrills. Go TV, love it, love it. All right, without much ado, let me welcome the guys onto the show. Sichofe Philip Achirim. That's right. Go on with it. Suna.
Bro, we went to China to play a friendly. Anasa, my team.
Who is Anasa?
Anasa, my team.
In Saudi.
Yes.
They went to China to play a friendly.
No, yes, we are having a tour, mid-season tour in China. We are having our tours.
Wait, mid-season tour?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Arsenal just went.
No, I didn't say anything.
So we went there and we got injured. So we cancelled our game.
When you say win, you and who got injured?
Like, Ronaldo got injured. Because of our injury, we cancelled the games.
We cancelled the whole tour.
That they would train. Like, we would train.
Yes, but all the friendly games.
We won't play.
How many were those?
3.
And because Ronaldo is
we
injured.
Are injured, we won't play.
The whole team won't play.
No, the whole team is we Ronaldo. We are injured, bro. So we've cancelled our games. I didn't see our statements.
There's power in there's power.
Bro.
Yeah.
Daniel Granty, one member of the team is injured and they've cancelled all the friendly matches.
Now who do you think the fans are paying to go and see?
Charlie.
They are not a serious football club.
No, the football club. So Daniel is the one hitting the nail on the head. The football club didn't cancel the friendlies. The organizers are the ones saying, if he's not playing,
what is the point?
We got injured and we've postponed the games. We are injured, so we have postponed the games.
So we are injured. It means the whole club is injured.
Yes, but we are the club.
Daddy K, are you alright?
I'm very alright. Earlier today, I heard an announcement.
That's right.
I was going there.
I was going there.
I've connected the dots.
Go on.
When one door closes, another one opens.
That's right.
Jurgen Klopp.
Jurgen Klopp. Speak to me.
We are winning the World Cup. The Black Stars are winning the World Cup. Jurgen Klopp is coming home. Oh my God.
What a fit. 15 years experience, Odem.
Does he have 15 years?
Success at the elite level.
Odem.
Highest coaching license.
Odem.
Clear tactics and DNA. Conform to the DFA. DNA.
Chale.
Bro, disciplinarian.
Chale.
Odem rough.
Oh, Chale. Jurgen Klopp is coming home. Oh God.
Oh God. Oh my God. Yeah. So the story Daniel is alluding to is that Jurgen Klopp, in case you haven't heard, has announced that he's leaving Liverpool at the end of this season. And he's leaving with his entire backroom staff. Pep Linders or Pep and Linders, Matos, all of them are leaving at the end of this season. Klopp spoke to the Liverpool fans and he basically says that he is running out of energy. So he can't do it anymore. 9 years he served the red side of Merseyside, and he's finally going for that much needed sabbatical. I'm sure he will take one once he leaves the job. And now suddenly Julian Nagelsmann is shaking. The Germany coach. Victor Atsu, Tamakloe, how are you doing?
I'm well, Charlie, but Ketokreku is a big man.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a big man, Charlie. What it takes to convince Klopp out of Liverpool to come to Ghana.
What are you talking
Goat
about?
football administrator.
Stop the jokes.
Friends, can you imagine the pre-match technical meeting between Kets or Sekre, Randy Abbey, and then Jurgen Klopp? Like, can you imagine Jurgen Klopp explaining the line breakers and why a certain player from Still Believe or Dreams FC is not better placed to play those passes?
And Ketokreku asking the salient questions.
Asking about the gegenpress, the counter press.
Oh, goodness me.
Bro.
You know what? The most interesting conversation there would be when maybe Klopp says something that does not work or that will not work. They say, champ, Hanya Liverpool. Anyway, the 5-member committee that the GFA has put together to look for the next Black Stars coach is chaired by the vice president of this association. His name is Mark Ardo. There's legal practitioner and law lecturer Isan Kumar. He's also in there. He's vice chairman of the search committee. There's Joseph Kwame Mensah. He's head of coaching education at the GFA. There's Ghana football legend or former Kotoko general manager or 1982 AFCON winner Opokunti. And there's William Caesar Carter, chief director at the Ministry of Youth and Sports. These are the people charged to find the next Black Stars coach in just 21 days, in 3 weeks. And the GFA have put together a deliverables for each week. In week 1, they're supposed to commence work, set criteria, and then scorecard validation. In week 2, they're supposed to score and shortlist candidates, and then also conduct interviews. All of that in week 2. And by week 3, they are supposed to finalize work and report to the EXCO. The EXCO will review report and make recommendations to the Ministry of Youth and Sports. And then official announcement of the Black Stars coach will be done by the end of week 3. 21 days. Who can become the next Black Stars coach? One, you must have the potential. You must have a proven track record of winning in coaching top men's national team or club football. So if you have any top record in coaching women's football, you are disqualified. Number 2, you must have a football philosophy that aligns or complements our DNA. They say they have a book, and your philosophy must comply with what is in their book. 3, you must hold the highest football license in the world with over 15 years coaching experience. So in other words, you must have a UEFA Pro license. So if you have a license A, forget it. And no Ghanaian coach qualifies if you don't have the UEFA Pro license. I think a couple of Ghanaian coaches have the UEFA Pro license. CAF doesn't even have its own Pro license program. I think they just started something. So if you're asking for the highest coaching license in the world, it's certainly not a CAF license A. So all of our Ghanaian coaches who have up to CAF license A are disqualified by this criteria, unless you have the Pro license, which is the highest coaching license in the world, and it's done in UEFA. That are the ones who do it. I don't even think CAF has a Pro license program. I know they are trying to introduce one. I stand to be corrected if they have actually introduced it, and how many of our Ghanaian coaches have it. So do you also have 15 years coaching experience? If you do not, also count yourself out. So that rules out the likes of Julian Nagelsmann, the likes of Thomas Tuchel, the likes of De Zerbi, the Xavi Alonso's. Any exciting young manager in the world interested, you don't qualify. That is what it is. And then there is, you have to be a proving disciplinarian and tactician with leadership skills. These are what you require to become the men's national team coach. We've gone to the AFCON. We've come back another group stage exit, back to back, and it is what it is. All right. State of the Nation. It's here. That's what we're going to do today on Game Plan. Your thoughts are welcome. 055 1111997. 055 1111997. And also on Twitter, leave us with a hashtag Game Plan, and we'll read your messages for you. I'm going to begin with Sichofe Philip Achirim. Muftawu Nabila is also here as well. Gary L. Smith has been preparing his State of the Nation. Daniel has been. Atsu has been. And it's quite a lot. Like I said, start by telling us what you make of everything that has happened, how you think we can move forward, and what you make of the GFA's forward movement plans themselves. Okay, so I'm going to begin with you. Sicho,
Yes.
you've been reeling, and I've seen your social media commentary. You've not necessarily been surprised about what has happened. So let me know what you make of everything and how you think we can move forward.
Fent, I'm disappointed in everything. And I'm not hopeful that we are doing it right with what I've seen. And when we all speak, you realize that we've not spoken yet, but everybody listening should pay attention. When we speak, there are things I'll say that Danny will rehash and everybody will still say it. Which means that there are some common truths that are so glaring, yet those in power arrogantly don't want to admit it. First of all, everybody knows where we are, so I won't go back to it now. We were in AFCON 2 years ago and this year too. No, that one everybody knows. It's common knowledge. Now, this is where my disappointment comes in. And I'll start from the attempt to move on as if nothing has happened. You see, what has happened to us is a disaster. It's football disaster that we've gone to back-to-back AFCONs and been eliminated in the group stages. And in fact, the AFCON prayer, we went only one step from the group stage. So it's not as if we were in the final and we were just in the last 16, we got eliminated. So we've not been doing well. And in an attempt to, fix what we are facing, we've only simply gone on to repeat what we did only 2 years ago that brought us where we are now. Why should I or anybody in this country be confident that the FA's approach in trying to, in a haste, find a replacement for Chris Hughton will work? Are you following? Because when we were here against Comoros, we did the same thing. Put up a committee, find a coach, let's do whatever. We did it. We did all of that, and then we are back here. That tells me that coaching is only a little fraction of our problem. Coaching is only a little fraction of our problem. Now to the main problem. And the main problem was evident, I think, 2 days ago and yesterday. The FA released their roadmap yesterday. When did the ministry apologize, come encourage us? Now, that is the biggest problem. It is the very different pathways of the sports ministry and the FA. If you read the sports ministry's apology and what it did in trying to reassure Ghanaians of their work, they were talking about taking a pause. They appear to say they are taking a pause to have a holistic view of what to do with Ghanaian football. However, the FA, without an apology, which is so arrogant of them, and for me, I'll say it again, the GFA president's posture has looked very arrogant and it's rubbed off the FA. I'm not the one saying it. His posture is demonstrating it. And when he spoke to legends in prior to the World Cup, he was when Joado had said that part-time coach and all of that, he was pointing to his head with his left hand, saying that we think we know everything. I was talking about Joado, a former player.
He said, "Be positive.
Who has done more?
Negative.
Who has done more for the country than Kets will ever do? He has done more for the country than Kets will ever do." And he was talking arrogantly about Joado. To Joado's colleagues, massive disregard to all the other legends.
In the absence of Joado.
In the absence of Joado, massive disregard to all the other legends who were Joado's mates. This same man, we came back from the disaster of Comoros. He sat in a radio studio, told us that we didn't have Messi and Ronaldo, and if we have Messi and Ronaldo, we should show him where they are. He will call them to the Black Stars. That is arrogance. So, post Mozambique and Cabo Verde, the FA's posture to not apologize to Ghana doesn't surprise me because the president's posture of arrogance robs of the association. Now, back to the point. The FA, without apology, have released a statement saying that they are looking for a new coach with a roadmap that will last for only 3 weeks. My first ask is, what is the rush?
Mm-hmm.
Why do we desperately need to firm up on a coach after 3 weeks, after this disaster?
It's not like there's any competition inside. Our next competitive game is in June.
We sacked Chris Hughton as soon as we confirmed that we were not going to qualify after Cameroon beats Gambia. That was when we sacked Chris Hughton. Again, do we have all the technical reports and every report that after a tournament you need to put together to actually understand why we failed to qualify from the group? That aside, now the ministry, as I said, have said that they want to have a holistic view of where we have to go and everything. Yet, the ministry on the FA's 5-man short list, after saying they want to take a pause, after appearing to have said they want to take a pause and look at the cracks of the matter, have their director as part of the FA's 5-man list to find us a coach after 3 weeks of this disaster. I'm saying that the problem we have was clear in yesterday, where the sector minister and the sector ministry posture is saying one thing and the FA's posture is saying another thing. If these two bodies are not on the same page, we are going nowhere. No, you're about to talk.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Then the FA says they have a criteria for who the next coach should be. So I look through the criteria. Boy, do you have it? Give it to me. Give it to me one by one. Point one.
Champ, let me read it to you. Criteria number 1. The GFA say the next coach must be a proven winner in coaching top men's national team or club football. Top men's.
Okay.
Top men's.
Okay. All right.
Proven winner.
Proven winner.
In top men's.
It means that if the
so
person...
you can't do average men, no.
If the person
top
hasn't...
men.
Yes. If the person hasn't played in elite competitions...
You are disqualified.
Is disqualified. Elite competitions, as we know, AFCON.
Yes.
World Cup. Euros.
Yes.
Asian Cup.
Champions League.
Premier League. Copa America. EPL. Bundesliga.
Yes.
Ghana Premier League no day inside.
What?
Saudi Pro League. Saudi Pro League. Saudi top competition. Saudi Pro League. Serie A. So that is what we are saying. That is who we are going for.
Are you saying GPL is not part?
No, don't get me angry.
Oh, sorry.
Point number 2. Criteria number 2.
Must have a football philosophy that aligns or complements our DNA.
Thank you very much for the assistance. We have a so-called DNA that is unknown to the public. We have a so-called DNA that was launched by the FA a couple of months ago ahead of an election that nobody knows. And I even doubt that the 5-member committee, apart from maybe Professor Minta, the rest know what that DNA entails. Boga, when are they starting work? Today. They're starting work today.
Immediately.
Yes. Correct. Now, you are telling me that they will finish that DNA document and search for the coach when they are searching for the coach today. It's not realistic to me. Your views are welcome, but me, it is not realistic because it's unknown. That DNA is unknown. Now,
it's just the paper.
The coaches...
You see, is the paper being implemented?
Bro.
So on what basis are you asking them to have a philosophy that aligns with your DNA when your DNA hasn't been tested?
It hasn't even been rolled out at any level. Bro.
Number 3.
No.
Okay.
There. And then you are saying that the coach who will come for the job his philosophy has to be aligned with. Your philosophy is not known. How do I know if my principles, my philosophy is aligned to your so-called DNA? How do I apply for your job? You're not Spain, you're not Germany, you're not Brazil. That's globally, everybody has an idea of what their DNA is and their style is. That they can say that I think that if you give Pep Guardiola Spain, he can coach the Spanish national team. That I think if you give Jurgen Klopp Germany, obviously they're from those schools. But you can look at the job, that the body of work that they've done, and then link it to certain national teams. Which coach in this world's body of work can you link to our DNA? Not one, not two. Why? Because you don't know what the DNA is. And the 5-member committee, apart from maybe Professor Minta, the rest would not know what the DNA is. Yeah. And looking for a coach is a technical job, not a legal matter, an experienced footballer matter. It's a technical job. Apart from Professor Minta, on that 5-man list, I'm not sure who else on. And see, they are great men in their respective fields.
True.
And they've achieved so much. But you see, we've gone around making these same mistakes. You have a legal department as an FA. When you are dealing with the agent of the coach you want to appoint, and you need consultancy from Esankuma, the lawyer, you can draft him in. But when technical men have to sit and talk about what the DNA is, and what our philosophy is, and what the plan is, I'm not sure where he comes in.
That's a fair point.
I'm not sure where he comes in. And I'm not sure where many of the others come in.
I mean, the director of the Ministry of Youth and Sports, he should only come in when they are discussing contract. After the interview is done and everything.
Number 3.
Number 3. The money is
it's a
different conversation from the hiring process.
No, from the hiring process, you
uninterrupted.
Must have a
I don't understand why you are talking.
Number 3.
Let's go on. I will come to you.
No.
When I come to you, you can make your point. Your microphone is off.
But you see, what Muftawu is saying, I don't even want to touch it. You know why? If you have a budget and you tell any technical group that are looking for a coach that this is our budget, they don't need you to be in their meetings. If you tell me to look for a coach, your budget is 10 Ghana cedis. Why do I need to sit in my meeting to decide which coach can take 10 Ghana cedis?
Can you answer that? Why do you need to say
that? You don't need to.
I can answer that if you turn on the microphone.
It's on now.
Okay.
So they can hear you.
So, if the coach says that I have 10,000 Ghana, I'll take 100,000 Ghana cedis.
Yes.
The chief director can sit down and tell you we have 80,000.
But he's saying that.
Hold on. Are you saying that having discussed with we will now go back to the chief director to tell us how much they have, then we'll come back to you?
No. If you're out of their budget, you don't qualify.
So initially, when you have the chief director in there, he comes in with the money.
No.
So
you have it wrong.
What I'm saying is
it's not wrong.
What he's saying is that what Sicho is saying is the ministry must have a budget for the coach.
Yes.
How much they can pay.
Yes.
And that information can be given to the technical team interviewing him.
Yes.
So, and I'm saying that when it gets to the money issue,
yes,
if the coach is mentioning a figure that is outside of the budget,
yes,
they can say, this is our budget we've been given.
And you don't need, hold on. That budget be reviewed?
Okay, Fentuo, let me answer him.
Can't you review that budget?
So, and I'm saying, you're not listening
to me.
Let me kill
this one.
But Sicho is even saying that is another conversation that can be had.
No, Muftawu.
After all the...
You can even move beyond
Muftawu.
that. The chief director also comes with a certain managerial skill. He can look at you and say, looking at Fentuo, he has a certain managerial skill that we will need.
Because it's not true. This is a coach.
Then you can go and bring a headmaster of GHS. What I say, you can go and bring a headmaster of GHS.
Okay, no, Muftawu. Just hold your thoughts. Once the show is done.
See, Fent, the director of the ministry. If the ministry tells them that our budget is 10K, right, and you bring a coach who is within the range, all you do next is to negotiate it because it's in the range. If it's in the range and it's ranging between 50K and 100K, and that's the money you have, the rest is negotiations. If the person is coming to mention 500K, the person is out. So you don't need the director to be there. The director is a technical person. We've done this over and over again. You are telling me that he will be there to tell you who a good manager is. If the technical people don't know who a good manager is, then Ghana, we are not good enough for football.
Then they themselves should not even be there.
If the technical people can't tell who the coach in front of them, if the person has good managerial skills or not, then the technical people themselves, they are not good enough. That one we won't even miss words.
But what kind of managerial skills do you even need that technical men can't tell? Because there's you see, there's management, the human resource.
It's collective work. Everyone shares ideas. So why do you necessarily think that because he's
Fent, point 4 or something.
Yes, point four.
Point 4.
You must have proven. Muftawu, when is your time? Then you tell us that
Uninterrupted.
the people who are there, no.
When you shut down another opinion as if it is
We are shutting it down because it's not your turn to talk. We've agreed that we are doing uninterrupted. Yet you are interrupting.
We established the ground rules when he started.
Uninterrupted.
You are the only one who interrupted Sucho with what
we'll
he
shut
said.
you down if you
see.
keep interrupting.
So
Stop
when your
talking
time
and let
comes,
Sucho continue.
you will speak.
There's no time.
There's no time.
Boss.
We've wasted 5 minutes back and forth on this matter.
Me say
So
Muftawu
relax.
opinion,
You will
sir,
get
I
your
no go
time.
take. If he to make no take my man, I no go take your own. It doesn't. It's neither here nor there. Move on.
It's really that simple.
It's
You
neither
don't have
here nor
to
there.
agree. You
What
don't
you're
have to
saying-
agree.
And what
No,
you're saying is neither
yes.
here nor there. Make no shake. Point something. Point
Right,
BB.
point four.
Point four.
Point 4. You have to have proven track record in
Great.
team reconstruction,
Yeah.
organization, and development of young talent.
Fantastic. And you see, this one is so sweet. You see, you are going to hire a coach. When you, the FA, your body of work and the framework available for the next coach is non-existent. You don't have a competent under 20 that you can tell a manager coming through that when you come, the day is tired, Amate is going, Pate is injured. However, when you look at our under 20, we guarantee you we've created a framework that helps you to be able to reconstruct our team. You, the FA, you've not worked hard enough to create that platform. What makes you think that you are going to interview a coach and tell the coach come and reconstruct your team? With what?
And since when did that become a head coach's job?
Since, bro, you can't think point back. Something. Points. The last point for BB.
Okay, so there's the last one for you. You must be a proven disciplinarian, tactician, and have leadership skills.
How does the director determine who a tactician is? How does
the lawyer
determine who a tactician? And you see, we've done this over and over and over again, and we are where we are. There isn't any reasonable solution to fixing our football until you touch on the grassroots. Now let me make it simple, and I'll wrap it, and I'm done.
Yes, please finish.
Fence. When we talk about football, I agree the state shouldn't interfere. People are saying the state should interfere and the FA ban them. No, I don't like that. I don't know. But the states have got the capacity, right, to take control of how football starts in this country. At the grassroots, at the developmental stage, it's got to be the massive priority and concern of the states. Are you following me?
Yes.
It's got to be that. So the state needs to come out with its plan. And I like the way the ministry said they paused and everything, but still ended up giving the amount to the GFA to find a coach. To have a policy, working body policy, that is able to draw athletes from the school system with the right ages, that develops they're watching them or then go senior high school.
Yep.
Yeah.
As some of them then go to their check your recent under 20 and under 17. Which senior high schools they go?
Hard to tell.
Thank you. So the state need to come in. The ministry need working policy that develops the youth. But you see, the youth won't develop themselves by creating that platform. Human beings who we call coaches will do that. And because we don't have proper youth coaches, by the time our talents who are better than a lot of players across the world gets to 2019, no must say, because they couldn't get the proper training. That is not the job of the FA. That is the job of the states. If the states have policies that for anybody to be considered as a football club, they need to have a proper working academy with these criteria, it becomes binding on everybody who wants to form a football club.
Because for someone to set up a school, you have to be accredited.
Bro! So
you understand?
So why do we have football clubs that can purchase footballs and boots? So the FA need to promise them with footballs and boots to steal their votes or buy their votes. What kind of system do you want to run? So the states need to come up with systems that controls who is able to touch a talent and develop it. And the states as well would need to be a massive part of it. When they become pros and the foundation has been set, then at that point, it is the FA. When they've become pros, it is the FA. But you see...
But at youth level, at the grassroots developmental level, the state has to have a massive interest.
I'm telling you that last year, when the UK Parliament passed some bill to invest over 200 million
into women's
pounds
football,
into girls, you know, women's girls, baby girls, baby girls, and they
girls football, yes,
girls, 200 million pounds. They were not stupid.
That is a UK government.
It was the responsibility of them to develop these talents at that level.
Baby girls.
When they get to the Man United and Liverpool ladies, and that one is the responsibility of the clubs through the FA, who have set certain criteria. That means that you are either a club or you are not.
Yeah.
Why is that in Ghana? Obiasoro also wate club oni ball. Obiasoro also wate. So you see, that is the genesis of the problem. The irresponsibility of the state to do its job and when to hand over the finished or the emerging product to the FA. The FA is developing kits when they don't have the capacity, and the ministry is folding the arm only to pump money into Black Stars.
You can't get results like that. So for you, in the reboot has to start with massive state interest at grassroots level. That is a point very well made. The ministers are listening. Potential ministers are listening. And that is a point very well noted. I'm going to go to Muftawu now because I don't want to kill his fire. He was itching to speak. Hold on. He was itching to speak.
Go around the table. Go around the table. Go around the table. People go around the table.
Muftawu was itching to speak.
Go around the table.
Muftawu was itching to speak, so I don't want the fire to die. Muftawu,
the fire
yes, you came from Abidjan. You cried. I saw you. Muftawu cried. He cried, but even yesterday he called me. And told me that he said he said when the journalists were fighting with the players, he was calm, but later he didn't know what happened. The tears just started flowing.
Hard guy now. If the Black Stars way though,
actually what happened?
Black Stars make you cry.
What happened? You go explain.
That is very funny. You might think you are indifferent about this team until it hits you so hard. So I was deciding to the mixed zone, but I realized it came.
It explained.
Talk to me. Talk to me. I've started your clock. Listen, a lot happened. You saw a lot. Tell us about how and why you think we failed and what you think has to be done and what you make of everything that has happened since we got kicked out.
Daniel said the man who cried wanted to talk. So so I cried and I'm going to talk. Okay, so I had a privilege of visiting the team's training sessions a couple of times. I had a privilege of interacting with the players, especially at mixed zones. And I noticed that there were some level of disagreements even within the playing body and technical team. And we all heard Jigu talk about how his colleagues needed to be very aggressive. We heard Dennis Odoi talk about how in the first game against Cape Verde, players were not taking responsibility for closing down the lines. And I also heard Chris Tilton talk about how he wasn't going to take responsibility for individual mistakes. So I felt that this was a disintegrated team that did not even feel like we were here for a purpose. However, everything appeared to have changed in the game against Egypt. And even after the game against Egypt, they spoke as a unit. I spoke to George Boat in the mix zone where he said they win as a team and lose as a team. I spoke to Chris Hilton personally. He said the same thing. And the players too, who all spoke about how they win as a team and lose as a team. Many of us would recall after the first game, players kept, in as much as they wouldn't mention names, they made it clear that some people made mistakes and they should take the blame for it. But after the game against Egypt, they felt that we needed to fight as a unit, and the performance then, per Chris Hilton, was the best since he took over the Black Stars coaching job. Then against Mozambique, everything came falling. I feel that this group of players did not take responsibility enough. The individual mistakes, I can't expect that from a player who plays high-level football. The individual mistakes, they were too questionable. So, for instance, that final group game against Mozambique, the ball is going out. If you want to catch the ball, catch the ball. If you don't want to catch the ball, let it go.
That's why you cried. It's unbearable, bro.
Charlie.
That's what triggered it.
I don't know why that was what triggered me, but there was lots of emotions.
Charlie, you've taken car and gone to Abidjan. We were here watching on TV.
There were lots of emotions, and I feel that collectively we need to let these boys understand that we can't always absolve them of the failure of this national team.
Yeah.
Over and over again, officials have always been the easiest target. What about the players who have been tasked with the responsibility of fighting as ambassadors for Ghana? That's always been my issue. That's always been my question. And you speak to these players, though, they give you a certain body language, and when they go on the pitch, everything becomes different. And I felt that in this tournament, the players actually let down Ghana. I didn't see Keto Kreko cry, but I did hear from some of my colleagues who said that they saw him standing down there and was crying. I only saw him when he was standing with the minister, his vice, and then was this Sickins or so, and then Akwesi Agyeman, when they were standing and they were having an emergency meeting at the stadium. I did see them. I was standing about 150 meters away from them. I didn't see him cry inside the stadium, but many people actually said he was crying.
So the players let the country down.
I felt the players let down the country.
And in 2021?
In 2021,
who led the country down?
Milo.
And in 2019, round of 16, who led the country down?
In 2019, round of 16, I actually felt that we had a very horrible preparations for 2019.
So who led the country down?
Okay, so let me talk about 2021 first. Where the players...
No, don't backtrack.
Hold on. No, I'm building
question.
a point. In 2021, the team had only 2 training sessions together. If you haven't heard this, just ask anyone.
I have
because
heard.
Of
it's
COVID.
in the report.
Because of COVID.
They
had only 2 training sessions.
When you say it like that, it is not the full story. They had 2 training sessions with the full complement of the team, but they had been training the whole time.
But that's what I said together.
But the others who were training, we're not training together. We're not training alone. I'm saying when you say it like that, it's without the
whole complement. The whole complement had only 2 or 3
but
training sessions.
But there were 28 players. So if one player has COVID and you are training, I can't see how
it was not one player who had COVID.
Massa.
There were many players.
They were not.
So we can look at poor
You said
preparations.
uninterrupted, my friend.
Tre had COVID. Okay.
No,
for a couple of days.
You don't need to mention names.
It's COVID.
No.
COVID is not.
No, you don't need to mention names.
Stay disciplined.
You said
so
uninterrupted.
just so in 2021 we can say the preparations for the tournament. In fact, the coach himself, preparations for the tournament was not good enough.
Why can't you answer a simple question?
Hold on.
Who is to blame in
I'm
2021?
You said uninterrupted.
And I am saying the failure has always been a collective failure.
But this one you said they let the players let the country down.
That's what I'm saying.
I want to know who let the country down in 2020. You see, I was building a point by those questions.
Okay.
Trying to see where you are laying the blame per each tournament.
And I've never blamed any single person for any failure when we go for any
fair
tournament.
Enough. So back to your issue of the players letting us down this time.
And I mentioned I made that clear. I said individual mistakes let down the team.
That's fair.
That was at the tournament.
No, that's fair.
And then I've always said, when it comes to the officials of the Ghana Football Association, we can look at their long-term plan. What is that long-term plan that they have had that we all need to follow through and say that this is the blueprint the GFA has given to us? And they told us that when we go for AFCON, we want to get to this stage. When we go here, we're going to do this stage. If we fail, then we review it. We can go to the FA for that. But immediately after the tournament, we go after the officials of the Ghana Football Association, forgetting that these FA officials actually entrusted people to manage the national team. The national team, which was headed by a technical man called Chris Houghton, also trusted players to do the job on the pitch, and they all failed. So it's a chain of failure. So that chain of failure must be looking as a collective failure. But for instance, like I mentioned on Twitter the last time, people have been insulting me till date. The buck stops with the officials. But I will go to the official and ask them, Kurt, when we're going to the AFCON, or since you took over GFA as the leader of the Ghana Football Association, what is your blueprint or your activity report you've been working with? Do you have one? If he doesn't have one, then we can look at it and say, Kurt, you cannot run the Ghana Football Association haphazardly. We need a specific plan that you are working with. Just as we saw from the Kwesi Nyantakyi administration of 2005, 2006, where Neil Armstrong Motagbe was the consultant who drafted their strategic and business development plan. Ben Kofi did one, which was reviewed by the administration. They said the 2010 World Cup, they wanted to get to the next stage of the tournament, which was the round of 16. In fact, they made it to the quarterfinal. That is a blueprint they followed. They said they wanted to win the AFCON 2015. In fact, they couldn't win it, but they made it to the final.
So we're going to win the World Cup and we're going to this AFCON to win. Or you have not been listening.
Okay, so I can pull out Kwesi Nyantakyi's administration document. Where is Keto Kreku's document?
Word of mouth.
No.
Yeah, but
true.
It's true.
And we need to be fair to
Yes,
them.
because
Let's also be fair to them.
No,
I have heard.
No, didn't they have one after the election?
No.
Hold on.
No,
Muftawu.
I have heard what they wanted to do, and they've had discussions about putting together a strategic plan as to how to run the association. I don't know whether if they are done with it or it is in place right now.
Muftawu, you see, you mentioned. I don't think I have been unfair. You mentioned the fact that the blueprint on the Nyantakyi document had their targets for each tournament.
Yeah, and they were reviewed.
And you say
every
you
year.
don't. Yes, and you say you don't know if this FA has one.
Yes.
Exactly.
What I'm saying
And
is
then
that because they discussed it, I don't know if it's ready or
whether it's there.
Yeah.
And now I'm telling you
Yeah.
that the place that contains their targets for the tournament
Is the
is word of mouth. And you say I've been unfair. I should be fair to the people. I've been fair.
No.
But it's true word of mouth.
So-
we know what
no,
they intend
so-
to
so
achieve
this
in
thing-
every
no,
tournament.
So relax, Fentuo, relax.
Either that or
So
they are
far,
dishonest.
since we haven't seen the document, we cannot say they do not have it. They can
Ah,
have
so
it.
that's what I'm
they
saying.
can have it, and it is in their cupboard they are working with.
And he has communicated the true or false.
Yeah, because you've not seen this word of mouth.
So let me just wrap up. Yes. So I think, like Sicho was saying, post AFCON 2023, we have failed. You have a meeting at the stadium right away. The next moment, you're firing a coach. Oh. You couldn't have waited for the coach to come back to the country and give you his report, explain why we failed. Then you decide that, oh, Chris, you didn't do us a good job, so go. Right? By that time, you have a report that he has submitted to you. You fired him now. Can you go to Chris and ask him to send you his technical report after the AFCON?
Or else we won't pay the rest of your money. Yeah, it's possible.
No, you can't. You fired a man. He's gone. Can you now ask him to bring you a technical report of why we failed? So I actually think from that angle, we should have been a bit patient. Everyone, like the 2021 AFCON failure when we came back. In fact, it's exactly a year ago when the Ministry of Youth and Sport were chasing the Ghana Football Association to sack, 2 years ago, to sack Milovan Riva. But Milovan Riva was supposed to submit his report the following Monday. He submitted the report before he was fired. Now we fired Chris Hughton. Can we go to him? So that's why I feel that if we do not have that report and we know why we failed, then we will not be in a position to put the right structures in place for the next coach to succeed. From that perspective, we can run at the FA officials and tell them that, no, you are the reason why we are failing the way we are doing. Other than that, when we just fail and we run after the officials, I feel it's quite unfair. Let's look at the issues collectively and tell them that it's a collective failure.
No problem.
The buck stops with the president. Take the part of the blame. The players will take some. The coach will take some.
Okay. So you had 15 minutes to speak. And basically the crux of your message is that let's not blame only Ket.
Yeah, no, let's not blame.
Very well. Thank you.
That one, yeah.
Okay.
I know. I'll get more insults, but
no,
it's
no,
fine.
it's okay. Very well. Very well.
But we can't all agree. That's the
No,
beauty
of course.
the show.
That's why I said very well. I like the divergence in opinion.
Blame the president.
And I like that. Yes, and I think that you are.
Bugger.
Challenge teacher.
So calm down.
CJ is boiling.
You say no. Yes, everybody takes their own blame. I agree. Collective blame. So let's not blame only Ket. So Muftawu has come to diffuse the blame game. No wonder. No wahala. No wahala.
Oh, they say I've been compromised.
I saw some tweets of that gave it 2 minutes DM. The way I loved it. The one that came to comment.
Charlie.
Your guy is sort out,
Yeah,
eh?
somebody sent him some DM.
Guy, this will make me laugh.
He called him foolish journalist.
This will make me
In
laugh.
fact, that was there was another one. There was another one that was I didn't because that one it was too bad. I didn't screenshot that one. But this one was quite funny.
It's bad.
Take some make I take laugh.
People insult us all the time.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we get that.
Oh, they say I've been compromised. I've been what?
Gary
I was
today
chasing
suffer for
FIFA
one
money.
guy.
Yesterday,
and all of a sudden,
Do you know that things are collected because of I said Abedi has
The Julian
has
Jackson.
dressed.
Gary, I saw the straw comments, bro.
Huh.
Charlie,
They say
Yeah,
I have.
it's bad.
They say
It's
I have my head so far up Abedi's
backside.
backside
They say
that I'm
straw.
using a
They say
straw.
straw
I'm
inside.
using a straw to suck.
Oh no! Come on, come on.
It takes straw to inside.
And have you guys noticed that every time the Black Stars fail, journalists do collect some?
Eh, we'll call it
That's why
something.
they put vex for them. Without they cry before
You're
exam.
part of the problem.
Oh yeah, we are always part of the
No,
problem.
no, that's the why. That cry there, it just came.
Okay.
I didn't know how it
Daniel, or Victor.
Victor Atsu Tamakloe. Then I'll save Daniel and Gary for last.
Last killers.
Atsu, quite a lot has happened. Muftawu just gave us what he thinks about the whole blame game thing. He says he thinks the players let us down. That's a very good point. Individual mistakes. I mean, sure, the players can be let off the hook. I absolutely agree on that point. He didn't touch on the whole Mr. Cesar Cartes thing any longer. I was expecting him to go there, but he
if you
didn't.
wanted me to touch
No,
on
please.
it,
It's
I would have
okay.
touched
You
on it.
finish your point.
Yeah.
It's fine. Atsu, I don't know where you want to take it from, but yeah, you have the floor.
I'm still waiting for someone to tell me that this is a bad joke. Like, it was a joke.
Which one?
Like, everything that has happened since Chris side.
Guy figures say the dream
Like
way.
the
He just wake
statement,
up.
the statements that came from the FA,
Yeah.
and everything else that they have not done, right? I'm still waiting for someone to tell me that, Charlie, forget this might be bad joke. So we move on to the actual reality of what is happening, and then we speak to them, because I can't believe it, right? And I'll start with Ace Ankoma. What did Ace Ankoma hear from the Ghana Football Association before subscribing to this? I'm curious, right? Because we're all wondering what they may have sold to him for him to agree to be part of this, because he must have seen a certain value in the vision or whatever it is that they sold to him.
I can't see it.
And I would like to know,
No, that's why he's saying.
like I would like to know
That
what
value.
it is he heard, he saw, that makes him feel, Charlie, this is it be vibe, make we do one. I would like to know, because up until now, we all respect Ace Ankoma very much, and his public commentary, his public conduct has suggested that he is someone who cannot align with people of a certain behavior, right? Performance levels of a certain kind. If they do not align with his principles, Ace Ankoma will not ball with you.
Settings.
So I'm curious to know what it is that I don't want to think that all of us were wrong, right? In the respect we accord him and the excellent legal career that he has had.
Maybe he saw it as a call to serve.
Friends, people like him will not just get up to come and do a job that they know is a lost cause, right? He will not waste his time if he thinks he cannot be of any good value. He cannot influence things in the direction that we all want. So I'm curious to know what exactly it is that was said to him.
Okay.
Maybe Ace Ankoma doesn't know the people. Maybe he doesn't know the Ghana Football Association. Maybe he doesn't know Kete Kroku. And I'll take it upon myself to
Tell him exactly
some
the
of
people.
the things, yes. Because the Ace Ankoma I know will not ball with people who will send their thugs to go and attack journalists who criticize them. Right? The Ace Ankoma I know, he will not associate with violence. He will not. But we've been in this country where the personal bodyguard of the FA president went and heckled, almost strangled a Ghanaian journalist.
And
For
if,
what?
and if that wasn't on video, there is one that was on video during this
No, not
AFCON.
him. The one that he's
bodyguard.
Hold on.
Aziz is
Musa,
not
let
his
me
bodyguard.
Aziz
you're
is not his
not,
bodyguard.
I'm coming.
not Aziz. Achu has something mixed up, so let me
So
just
you-
correct it. He's referring to what happened to our good friend and colleague Seidu. That
USA.
was done by the
Aziz.
security
Yes.
officer attached to the Black Stars.
Yeah, but not his
But
bodyguard.
that's
No,
not,
no,
not
not,
his
so
bodyguard.
that's why I
his
say he
body.
had
Yeah.
it mixed up.
Yes.
So
His
I'm
bodyguard
correcting.
is Faisal.
But
Faisal
And
is
no, yeah,
These-
that wasn't
these-
on video.
these
We've
are
not
the
seen the
people.
evidence. But we've
These
seen that
are
at
the
the
people.
AFCON.
These are the people that Ace Ankoma is going to work with.
So
Hard
you know,
guys.
you didn't finish the example.
No, I'm
there was
coming.
one. No, there was one.
Yes.
Where the Black Star security officer attacked a journalist and almost broke Sedu's neck.
Nah, I haven't
Hold
finished.
on.
La.
Then at the AFCON,
I haven't finished. I'm
Ket's
coming
own-
there.
Okay, go on.
Hang on.
Oh, pretty say
In
you
Ghana
know.
football, there are rooks who have found their way into that office at Rage, wearing nice suits, $3,000. Bro, the last time when we went for Chris Hutton's squad announcements at Alisa Hotel, I told one of them, and I cannot say it because if I say it, I'll be associating him with the people I'm calling rooks. I respect him, but I told him, Chief, the blazers and the shirts you've been wearing, if I become rich, I would like to buy some of them. But
So your problem is you are pained you can't buy some now.
He's jealous.
But, bro, that's just by the side. There are rooks who have found their way into the Ghana Football Association who, when you criticize them, they will send their thugs to come and beat you. When at club level, when they want to get a coach sacked, what they do is that sometimes they will send their thugs to go and attack the coach in a beer bar, in his house, inside the stadium. All manner
That
of
Kotoko
nonsense.
template
Seydou Mba is an
Yes.
example.
of Kotoko.
Yes. He was sent to essentially go and lock the office where, by the office, I'm referring to the training grounds,
Yes.
where the coach will come and train his players.
That was Draco.
They have
Lugarisic.
Lugarisic. They have taken that
And
into.
he told him, hey, Opa Braha,
They have taken that into the Ghana Football Association's office, to the extent that Chris Hutton, Farouk Mohammed, then what's the other guy's name? Faisal, were seen saying that they were going to beat up the Black Stars coach. The FA president was informed. He was sitting with Kwabena Eboa and Bright Kankambwedu, who told him that this is what your guys are saying they are going to do. For some strange reason, the one moment where Chris Hutton was confronted by these thugs, the so-called Aziz was not present. And then the two individuals, one of whom owns a football club that I believe belongs to the FA president. They go on, confront the man, but for the timely intervention of Amate and some other people there, only the Lord knows what would have happened to Chris Hutton.
Where did this happen?
In the Black Stars Hotel.
Cote
And
d'Ivoire.
journalists, here's the thing, journalists couldn't, even with accredited journalists, did not have access to the Black Stars Hotel, the space where these guys entered. Muftawu, did you get access there?
Yes, I entered. But on invitation.
At the times
By
when...
someone.
And okay, so let me just give a quick explainer. When I got, because the FA were sharing the same hotel
Yeah.
with Nigeria.
Yes.
So when I walked in, they saw my accreditation. They allowed me to enter without any
So
questions.
they will allow you.
So I entered inside the premises and now called the person who invited
So
me.
what
at the
kind
time,
of
and I came.
what kind of accreditation would someone like Faisal have?
FA special accreditation.
Why would the FA give Faisal? So
Bodyguard.
these are the kind of people they ball with, right? These are the kind of people they ball with. And so if Isankuma is not aware today, we're telling him that maybe you need to rethink this decision. If all we believe about you is true, and I believe the things we believe about him are true, that he is a fine gentleman, these are not people you want to associate with.
And then there's also the foul mouth of the Ghanaian sports media. He has to come and deal with them.
No.
He should wait.
Oh,
No, no.
Friends,
Listen.
friends,
Do
we
you
are
not
kind.
listen to radio?
friends, we are kind.
When people talk
Friends,
sports,
I'm telling you,
not
we are
us. You and I.
I'm
are
saying
okay.
that.
But our
Friends.
brothers across the
Friends,
the
still,
two buildings.
I'm
no,
I'm
two
telling you
rooms
that.
away.
2 rooms away.
I'm telling you that the Ghanaian media is kind. Bro, some of the things I read from the English tabloids, if any Ghanaian public official reads that, they will be depressed one time.
One
It will
time.
straight to
no,
your
that one
soul.
is true. They have some bloody headlines.
You say headline.
But more to the point,
pussycats.
friends, more to the point, this thing that Isankuma has signed up for, it doesn't work. I'm going to read you the profile of a certain man who has had similar jobs. The job that Isankuma has signed up to come and do. The profile of one man who has done it in the past on 3 occasions and he has failed. This man holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Applied Mathematics for the City College of New York and an MBA from the Columbia University.
Wow.
He, prior to the merger with, okay, so I would have to perhaps go back a bit, and then he was the vice president at the Endeavour Mining Corporation, a mid-tier West Africa focused gold mining entity. He was also the CEO of, of course, I don't know if he's given up that rule, of West Blue Consulting. I'm sure Gary by now has an idea who I'm talking about. Following the acquisition of Customs World, which was a subsidiary of Port Customs and Free Zones Corporation in Dubai. He also has, at the time that he got the first gig, had 18 years of progressive experience as a global business executive in the mining, information technology, and manufacturing industries. If you,
Bottom line, he's a big man.
he's a big man. I'm talking here.
That's it.
I'm talking here about Mercado.
The vice president.
The very moment he started, I knew he was the one.
I'm talking here about Mercado.
The one who went thought and brought us Milo.
Yes.
He thought for only 72 hours, please.
But in the last 5 years, he chaired the National Team Remuneration Committee. It was an unmitigated disaster. He chaired the committee that appointed Milo. It was an unmitigated disaster. Ghana's worst appearance at the AFCON. He chaired the committee at the AFCON, Black Stars Management Committee. It was an unmitigated disaster. So, I am still at a loss as to why Isankoma has agreed to be part of a model that has been a failure from, under the same regime, 5 different occasions. But why is it that this is even happening in the first place? That at this point, we can have the Ghana Football Association deciding that, oh, for them they don't care about what the Algerian, the Tunisian federations, what the Egyptian federation did in 2019 did, which was to accept responsibility, apologize, and walk away. Because they know that as far as standards are concerned in sports administration in Ghana, what really is the example for them to look up to? What really is the example for Ketekureku and his guys to look up to and say, okay, given how these guys are running sports administration in this country, we have to match up. And for that person who's excelling to call Ketekureku and his lot to order. Pay attention to Sicho mentioned the dissonance between the sports ministry statement and then the GFA statement. Ministry says we are going to have a stakeholder engagement. GFA says, come on, forget it. We don't even care about your stakeholder engagement. We are going ahead with our own plan. So they've already gone ahead, spoken to Isankoma, added JK Minter and all of these people. They formed it. Which takes me to the next point of they are able to do this because the government itself has not shown itself to be competent in sports administration. How else do you tell me that after sinking millions of dollars into the national team under this Ketekureku administration's watch, you will sit down again and watch them roll out the same card that has failed them in the management of your resources or resources that you have been entrusted with? But I'm not surprised because even before the Ketekureku administration, successive governments have shown that they don't get it when it comes to the management of the Black Stars. And I'll point to one area where I think that there needs to be a cultural change in terms of how the squad itself is managed.
That's your last point. I'll come back to you. Don't worry, we'll have time.
Yeah, because I don't understand why we have attached the presidency to the national team so much so that we have legitimized the monetization of the Black Stars and taken away the most important thing that will essentially require and hold players to higher standards. When players go there and misbehave, when they are supported by these oppressive yet paranoid regimes without a semblance of decency, wisdom, and civility, we see and you see, here's the thing: the highest office of the land essentially go and legitimize the nonsense that the Ghana Football Association is
Hey, Jojo, bring me a
I'll give you an example.
No, hold on.
I'll give you an example, Gary.
Go ahead.
So let me give you the example. When Andre Ayew, out of sheer petulance, misbehaved and he was sanctioned by what's his name? Kwesi Appiah. Andre packed his bag and says, I'm walking out of the national team. His brother followed him. Today, thanks to PR that has been substituted for image cleansing, image laundering, today Andre is presented as the embodiment of commitment. We don't have short memories. But more to the point, when that incident happened, you had the highest office of the land at that time essentially going to beg Andre to say, come and play. You forget about the fact that you have misbehaved. What does that communicate? What does that communicate? 2019, when Asamoah says because he's been stripped of the captaincy, he won't play again. President Akufo-Addo called him again, begged him to come and play. The part of this that annoyed me, And I'm very upset about this because the moment it happened, Jan,
Yes.
Dede, the two players who decided to turn their back on the country, in the case of Andre, out of sheer petulance, after misbehaving, after being sanctioned, walked up to the president's office without the FA president, without the sports minister, without the FA management committee, and sat before the president and said, yo, old boy, give us $12,000 or we won't play the AFCON.
It was 12,500.
$12,500.
Ah, Muftawu, you spoiled
Are you
it.
kidding me?
It was 12,000.
Are you freaking kidding me?
500 no fanche.
David.
Are you freaking
we have to
kidding
be
me?
factual, innit?
And you know, they were not sacked. What happens was the old boy calls Isaac Esiaman, who by then was in his village, and says, the Black Stars are here, so whatever you're doing, come here and be part of this conversation. Long story short, the president agreed $12,000
500.
Out of 500.
at the AFCON. And then they told the president,
AFCON
come to
2019.
Ismaila because we're going to win the AFCON and we'll start by winning the first game. Friends, you were in Ismaila at that time.
Yeah.
What happened on the day the president showed up?
SMP.
We drew 2-2 with Benin.
In front of him. Embarrassing.
Somehow, after this incident,
Hold on,
every
hold on.
time we're about to go for
Senior man, you watch match we win before.
This matter.
somehow
You mean
Senior
the
man.
president?
That means we are a senior man. We don't know what to
Yes. All the games we win, he watches on TV.
No, stadium.
And in fact, look,
Stadium.
yes, only one must win one AFCON match since 2019.
Senior man, he
somehow-
can't
By
stadium.
you, by you. When did he come to power? 2016.
16.
So he supervised 2017
2017,
AFCON, so, but he didn't go. Because he was
Friends.
too busy doing
Yeah.
putting government together.
appointments, yeah.
Somehow,
Transition team, yes.
after this incident, every time the boys were going for a tournament, AFCON, World Cup, the president will call them. He will jowl with them. The last jowl.
He will do what?
He will jowl.
Why? Is that the
why
past tense
we
of
can't
Alaji
defend-
Jaola or what?
Wait, so rest in
My
peace.
tardy people will understand. In fact, the last jowlation
Ah,
happened.
it's
in
not. It's not an English word.
No.
Fucking boy.
Let me.
Why you people call so?
Gary, Gary, record that for you right now.
Google it. Google it. I'm going to Google the word.
Oh, this guy understand.
It's like hold on.
Hold
hold on. Yeah, it's like the word fracadam.
I honestly thought it was an English word.
That's what I said.
Belati.
But if Prince Charles here, I'm going to adopt him.
Actually, yes.
The last
Actually,
jowlation that happened was in Kumasi. The president added Stoneboy, and then Singaton.
and Singaton. Yes. Wait. What's the Singaton phrase in the TikTok?
It's like there's something.
Bro,
Oh my goodness.
let me just wrap up in 30 seconds, right?
Yes.
Since that incident, what I think should have happened was that presidents should not legitimize the conduct of players refusing or turning their back to their country, whatever the reasons are. Whatever it is, if they will not listen to their coach and the handlers of the national team, go, don't come. Don't come. The sort of interventions I want to see from government is that you set and find a way to connect the infrastructure that you have rolled out to football development in this country. They have spent tons of millions of dollars or tons of dollars or whatever it is into these astroturfs and the youth resource centers that they have built. But ask yourself, who can access these facilities? And when, by some stroke of luck, you get someone to pay for these kids to go and play, who is there to teach these kids? So the level of involvement that I want to see from the president and the sports ministry is not to write these statements of apology, or when someone misbehaves, you go there and say that, oh, go and beg the person to come and play. Let us see you commit resources to a plan, a long-term plan that will ensure that just as Shapiro trained Asamoah Gyan at Accra Academy, you are training the next generation of instructors so that at the basic level, the kids who are being taught the rudiments of the game are getting world-class education. Look, the standard is what the guys at Right to Dream are rolling out. If the people teaching today's kids are not to the level of Musa Sissoko and the guys who are providing mentorship and actual tutoring to these kids, forget it. You are only sinking
well.
money down the drain.
Thank you, Atsu. Tamakloe. The fire is enough. Atsu.
Jowly.
Yes, the joulation was a lot. But thank you. Very important points made. What sticks out for me is the monetization of the national team.
Me too.
And we have to stop it.
2 points.
Okay.
That one, and then
of course, massaging egos.
No, the presidency one.
Then their involvement.
It's a big deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, even forgot to mention the fact that they came to him and said they needed 25 million. And the president, out of all the important things in this country,
he called corporates.
To a breakfast and appealed for 25 million.
Yeah.
Corporate Ghana being as wise as they are.
And because they don't want trouble.
Yes.
No, and even forget, they gave a seed money of 10 million.
Yeah.
Yes,
They
thank
didn't
you.
want trouble.
They gave a seed money of 10 million. That is the government. They gave a seed money of 10 million and wanted to use corporate Ghana to raise the remaining 15. No.
Slow down on the seed money.
Hold on. They said they were giving. Let me put it that way.
Slow down on that seed.
No, listen to what Atsu is saying.
You know why I'm saying that. Some of the things that we cannot say publicly. But where is the evidence of the seed money they gave?
No wahala. But the point I'm trying to make is this. The point I'm trying to make about that exercise that I consider such a folly is this. Why would the president, in his wisdom, look at all the problems we have in this country, all the needs of the people of this country? I don't have water. I've not had water for the past 2 months. Okay?
Yeah, but they brought me a bill.
Hold on. Yeah, you've not had water and they brought a bill. Yeah, me too.
I haven't had water since November.
No problem.
They brought me a bill.
So I'm looking at look at what is happening at Kolebu. Look at what is happening at Kolebu. We are seeking private investment. Look at what is happening at Konfonachi. Private investment to build public infrastructure. And yet, you will sit down and let some people convince you that we are going to AFCON in Cameroon, that we need 25 million. And that if you give them 25 million, they will win the AFCON. And you agree.
No,
and
that's not too fair.
Hold on. What is not true?
It's not. I say it's not too fair.
Because
then
the
let me finish.
I don't understand. Let me judge.
figure has
See,
to be 2.5.
when you say I'm not being fair, it's different from saying I'm not being factual. So if you say I'm not being fair, that one I don't care. Okay, that is your sentiment. So if you were correcting something that I said, I would agree. But if you want to express your sentiment on what I said,
I'm not expressing sentiment. So the $25 million that they wanted was for the Olympic Games, for the AFCON and the World Cup.
no problem.
Danny says his time is going.
So yes, but I'm saying that do not let anybody convince you that it was a wise idea to call all of corporate Ghana, all the big mining companies.
Mr. Something is not clear. Who went to demand the 25 million?
It's the sports ministry.
Sports ministry.
Sports ministry.
Okay, understood.
Yes, it's the sports ministry. And then you call all corporate Ghana, all the mining companies, telecos, all of them to a breakfast and say, give us 25 million. Because some people have come to say that if you give them the money, they will win the AFCON. As part of the things, they'll win the AFCON, they'll bring Olympic medals. Then you call corporate Ghana of all the problems we have. And after that, what was the result? They disgraced the president and churned out the worst performance in the history of this country at the AFCON.
But how much were they able to get from there?
And guess what? This is why I love corporate Ghana. Having realized that the idea itself,
It's bunkum.
to borrow Muftawu's words, is absolute rubbish. They came and out of the money the president asked them for, you know how much they contributed? According to the Minister of Youth and Sports,
Tell me, brother.
2 million was what they got.
But by 2022 World Cup, they had raised about 4 million.
2 million is what they got. You can
Out
do
of
your
the
correct.
25 million.
2 million. It's in the document.
that
The
a
minister
seed-
went
is
to.
it
The
I can do
minister.
my correction later.
The minister went to the Parliamentary Select Committee on Sports and told them that they only raised 8% of their target. They got 2 million. And I say, corporate Ghana, are you cool? Well done. Because even if they had given them that 25 million, it would have changed nothing. Because the performance they churned out in Cameroon had nothing to do with lack of finances. So that did not contribute in any way to the disaster.
They come in Qatar for that.
You understand? And yet, here we are.
Was it not Qatar?
Before they went.
It was Abu Dhabi.
No, Abu Dhabi.
Dhabi.
They came to.
And yet, before they went for this one, like Atsu said, We went to have another dinner with them, gave them a battle flag, and then did something, and then we went.
They did what?
No, there's actually
cake.
something that actually didn't mention.
Which was?
There was a meeting which happened around 2 a.m. because the players wanted increment of their bonuses.
Yes.
Despite the $12,000, $12,500.
Where's Normanda? 2 a.m.
Yes. You see, so let's stop this.
Where?
In Abidjan.
In Ismaila.
2021.
Yeah,
Okay.
2019.
So for me, like, I just need the president to stop encouraging these people and indulging them in this nonsense.
So when I say we should blame the players, now you all accept.
So there is that.
There's
But I
that.
don't
No,
blame
no,
them.
Are the players the ones writing the
Okay,
checks?
anyway.
Yeah, they didn't
Are
create
they
that-
the ones entrusted with
they
the
didn't create that system.
taxpayers?
Stop.
Make
Let's not go
make
there.
Danny talk then, make we.
They didn't create that system.
Okay.
Ibab,
All right.
make Danny talk.
Okay.
It's
okay.
One week.
But listeners, today, yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Yes.
I made a mistake. You know, normally I'm good with these things.
What was that?
I should be note the vocabulary we have gotten today.
Yeah,
The
anyway.
English vocabulary and
I can't only Daniel Cranton. So relax. this is game plan.
Yeah.
Okay. On 99.7 Joy FM as well as on Hits 103.9 FM. We're looking back at, of course, what happened at the AFCON and what the way forward really is. Lots of you are listening to us on Twitter Spaces, also watching us on Facebook Live as well as on YouTube stream. The guys are taking turns to provide what their nuggets are as far as the future of this AFCON or the future of our football is concerned. Muftawu's point, Sicho's point was that until we address the grassroots, until government gets involved in the development of talent, we will not get anywhere if they always are looking to get involved at the very top and throwing money at the Black Stars. It's never going to work. We've seen it done over and over and over again, and it's returned the same results. Muftawu says, while we share the blame, while we try to find culprits for the disaster, he thinks it should be spread. It's not just one person's fault we are where we are. Atsu says, the monetization of the national team is part of our biggest problem, and the president must stop getting himself involved in all of their fracadam, because at the end of the day, they will always return and disgrace him. Yes, and he doesn't understand
Even
what
that place, I disagree with that.
and why people. Yes, so that's it. I'm just summarizing everybody's point. Now, of course, we'll take a really short break. When we come back, Gary L. Smith and Daniel Koranteng haven't spoken yet, and I'm quite sure you can't wait to hear what they have to say. Then there is me.
You don't have opinion.
Then there is me.
You want to be a host?
We'll be right back.
Be part of the moments to remember with AFCON 2023 on DSTV. Experience Africa's biggest football tournament with all 52 thrilling games live and in HD the way you like it. Enjoy expert commentary that will blow your mind.
It's a gorgeous finish. Super goal.
And the finest analysis to keep you in the game. Live your pride, passion and love for Africa's beautiful game from the 13th of Jan to the 11th of Feb on Supersport or anywhere on DSTV Stream.
Introducing Pick 4 from Game Park Games, the easiest lottery to play and win. Pick 4 numbers from 0 to 9 up to 3 times a day to become one of our daily winners. More moolah, more power. Play online at www.gameparkgames.com or dial *946# to play. Game Park Games is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. Pick 4 from Game Park Games. More moolah, more power.